Good evening, folks. It's Diamond with the Oppenheimer Ranch Project bringing you a grand solar minimum update Sunday, March 10th, 1 a.m. Mountain Time 2019. The models are showing heavy snow in the upper Midwest, as well as the East Coast moving into March 20th. Keep calm. It's boom time. Boom. It's boom time. Boom it. Let's do this. Winter storm results in avalanches, closures in Colorado's high country. A snowbank slide has closed Highway 24 near Leadville. Leadville, one of the highest. It is, in fact, the highest incorporated city ever in the U.S. Denver, Colorado's Central Mountains saw even more accumulation as a band of snow moved into the high country Friday. Strong winds combined with snow created whiteout conditions on mountain highways, prompting off and on closures at I-70, where over 3 avalanches struck. We are now sitting at over 22 avalanches, 2,200 this season. 'Tis the season for 2,200 avalanches in Colorado alone. That's a lot of avalanches. Yes, lots of avalanches and very little boom time. Apparently we're stuck. But it's boom time! I love that. Who did that for us? Whoever did that for us deserves a medal. Because it's boom time. Winter storm expected to dump 6 to 12 inches of snow. The North Dakota Department of Transportation has issued a travel alert for South Central and Southeastern North Dakota. Heads up. That looks terrible. Look at how concerned that guy's face is. Are we doing this?
Good afternoon, I'm meteorologist Max Mueller with an afternoon update on this winter storm. Take a look at the tri-state satellite and radar. You can see that big area of snow down into southern Minnesota, up into eastern North Dakota and northern Minnesota as well. We are already seeing some places getting quite a bit of snow. I've seen reports out of Bismarck of about 7 inches of snow. Already some places in South Dakota getting 5+ inches of snow. And so we are still expecting a lot more to come through the rest of the day. So let's take a look at Futurecast. How much longer are we going to be dealing with this? And it's really going to be the rest of the day. By about 8, it looks like another big band of snow coming through the lower part of the Red River Valley, including Fargo. And that snow continues till probably about 2 in the morning in eastern North Dakota. And then about 6:30 in the morning, we really start to see that snow move out of our viewing area in Lakes Country, northern Minnesota. So when it's all said and done, a lot of places going to be dealing with a lot of snow. Also, temperatures out there are fairly mild. We have gotten up to 30 so far in Fargo, 32 in Wahpeton, 27 in Grand Forks, 25 in Grafton. So this snow that's coming down, it is a lot heavier. It's got a lot of water in it, and we haven't really experienced that so far this winter. All of our last snowstorms have been pretty cold, where that snow was pretty light and fluffy. Well, this is really heavy, so if you're going out shoveling, take it easy, because the snow is really heavy, and shoveling this heavy stuff can be problematic for health as well. Stay tuned to KBRR.
Problematic at best. Sierra cement equals heart attack. Good friend of mine, Paul Glover, suffered a major stroke January 7th. It's been really wearing on my soul. He invented the first Ithaca Hours dollars up in New York State decades ago. Please Google Paul Glover. Fargo, North Dakota, winter storm warning is in effect until 1 p.m. Sunday for a large portion of North Dakota, Minnesota, and South Dakota. Say it ain't soda. The snow is expected to continue through Saturday, followed by increasing winds, which could cause blowing and drifting in open areas. Dangerously cold wind chills are not expected to be an issue, as this is a spring blizzard. The North Dakota DOT has issued travel alert for South Central and Northeastern North Dakota. The Minnesota State Patrol is advising no unnecessary travel. Don't do it. Don't even think about it. There are some things that we will be sharing that we want you to think about. Street crews work 9th straight weekend as March winter storm moves through Sioux Falls. Challenging winter for street crews. Whew. Sioux Falls, South Dakota, more than 100 workers for the Sioux Falls Street Department have been out all day making sure the roads are cleared. The street operations manager, Dustin Hansen, said between the rain and the snowpack already on the ground, it's been challenging, to say the least. Hansen has only been the street's operation manager since the end of January, and he said it's been challenging the last several weeks. And the teams are handling it well. Flooding, road closures, like this. Where's Al? When you need him. We need him soon. Bear with us. It's only going to get better. I'm in the new facility currently where we're building the sawmill that we will be releasing the first video tomorrow afternoon. Barring no doom and gloom. Winter Storm Taylor shuts down interstates in South Dakota, Wyoming. It's amazing. It's blinding.
Listen to that wind just whipping around in Wyoming. Look at all the snow blowing. This is from Winter Storm Taylor. And I tell you, Taylor's been very interesting in some areas. Check it out in Sioux Falls, South Dakota. Look at this, driving through flooded roadways from rain, in fact, record rain for the date. And then snow coming down on top of that. Plus, we'll see temperatures plummeting overnight into the teens, so that water is going to be freezing, really rough road conditions. Minneapolis also started out as rain, changing over to snow on the back end of this. We'll see the winds whipping that snow around. Also the Northeast, some of these areas starting out as snow, then changing over to rain. We continue to watch this as we go into our Sunday. Still, those winds are blowing across the Great Lakes. And as far as the snowfall that's out there, here is what's still to come. And yes, we're still getting that coming down as we go through the weekend.
Still getting that coming down. Coming downtown after the weekend. Winter Storm Taylor shuts down interstates in South Dakota, Wyoming. Winter Storm Taylor closed lengthy stretches of 2 interstates Saturday in South Dakota. Say it ain't soda. A stretch of Highway 180 into Wyoming. That's I-80, if you're shady. Was closed due to poor visibility and crashes, not smashes, which probably occurred anyway. Officials in several northern plains states urged drivers to avoid travel unless absolutely necessary. After our recent poll, stats confirm that 96% of our followers are tired of Al Gore's bullshit. We're tired too. It's very tiring. So sometimes we just need to... What the... Are we looking at this right? Is that Jesus? Snow totals afoot for parts of west central Minnesota. Just a few inches in southern Minnesota. Say it ain't soda. If you're in the north, well, you better have beef jerky. From rain to snow, Minnesotans ran the gamut of winter weather Saturday during a wet snowstorm. Sierra cement even. In the middle of Minnesota. That would be Minnesota cement. Holloway, 12 inches. Ashby, 10. Montevideo, 7. Heads up, Redwood Falls. You picked it up at 5.5. The storm has had severe impact on travel and caused hundreds of traffic incidents through the state. Number of Twin Cities metro communities declared snow emergencies. I hope they have extra food. They're declaring snow emergencies. The National Weather Service has issued a storm warning north of a line from St. James to Fairfield, 9 a.m. Saturday to 1 p.m. Sunday, which will not be a fun day unless you have this Jiffy, because then it'll be amazing. It'll be like the best Sunday you've ever had, ever. I mean, look at that. What? I don't even... It's cold in Minnesota. Say it ain't soda. Let's try to close some of these tabs so we can do some dabs. Southern storms, apparent tornadoes causing damage. None hurt. Now, over 23 people lost their lives just a week ago, and we are continuing to see this type of weather pattern. The images from the video provided by the National Oceanographic and other administration showing it Chartreuse and yellow. And then this red spot, which looks like a boil on your... Two apparent tornadoes touched down Saturday in central Arkansas, destroying shops and severe storms, blacking out the screen, damaging buildings and tore away roofs in northeastern Mississippi. Holy sh... MISSIPPI. GFS model showing snow and more snow. Now here's Storm Taylor, which will be burying mostly Ontario and Quebec, as well as the Northeast, and mild to moderate heavy snow up in the Dax. And then Taylor, your S-T-U. Storm Urvequilla, yes, will then run up through the Midwest, the Best, and cover Canada, which will be another southern storm coming March 19th. Whew, heads up, West Virginia. You're about to get some wet snow dumping on you. March 20th. My region is buried. We have avalanche watches and warnings throughout Colorado. Look at how blue that is. Holy sh... There's my county. Oh my goodness. Winter storm watches and warnings through all of Minnesota, upper Michigan, that little piece that sticks off there into Canada. Heads up, Wisconsin. It's looking like the western part of the state there is pretty poor. North, South Dakota, it'll be ending while I'm speaking. And then it will pick up in the northeast. The beast from the east will then cover with the Great Lake effect. You know what I'm saying. Let's see what they say. Weather Ready Nation map. We are Weather Ready Nation ambassadors. Winter weather from upper Great Lakes to New England. Rain and snow in California. It's true, a frontal system will slowly progress into the eastern states. Wintry weather with winds will intensify across New England, while snow and gusty winds linger over the Great Lakes and upper Midwest. Ahead of the front from the southeast into the mid-Atlantic, strong severe thunderstorms will be possible. Minor flooding in these regions, which have green wisps and other blue things, and especially this red spot. Heads up, Alabama. That's in Tennessee. I have no idea why it says that. Doesn't make any sense. Well, since Amelia, Ottawa man freed after weeks trapped in snowed-in house. Now, this reclusive man, which might be Paul Beckwith, was rescued. Probably doing videos about global warming and blah, 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 blah. The Ottawa police reported that upon arriving Paul Beckwith's house, due to a wellness check, they found snow piled high in the driveway with no tracks or other signs of life. But Paul Beckwith was alive inside, eating canned food and other tidbits and nuggets he had found in the corner. When officers managed to clear a path to the home, they found the global warming alarmists alive inside, and it was a miracle. Al Gore was nowhere to be found. An elderly man police describe as Paul Beckwith, who had been surviving on whatever he had in the house since the snow had trapped him within, was very appreciative, and he took it in with glee. And they're going to bring him groceries in the morning, and that's just a wonderful story that we can all... That's just how it works. First responders and global warming alarmists, they can get buried too in snow up to their roofs. It's amazing. I'm totally like, are you on Earth and waiting for like this to happen, man? Holy man, I think I need more beef jerky. Over 40 ice fishermen rescued after ice floe breaks off in Lake Erie. It happened really fast, said one fisherman, because if it happened slow, they would be total idiots. Thankfully, it happened fast, and they were rescued, and they all hauled their beer and shit back across the ice with their marijuana, and they lived. They lived to watch this show in the morning, hopefully with their coffee and other psychedelic additives that will make it all the more interesting as we continue the update. Whew, that was amazing. I didn't even know if you just Googled totally trippy jiffy that you could access this information. It's amazing. But it is Saturday night. Oh, and that makes it dab-worthy. These are all natural plant products here that we're inhaling. Grown organically. Boat's collision with quote-unquote marine creature leaves 87 injured. Have you heard about this? Godzilla is alive and well. Tokyo, CNN. More than 80 people were injured after a high-speed boat collided with Godzilla off the northwest coast of Japan. No other information is being provided. None. Except this jiffy, which is totally trippy. What is that? Is that a gorgon? I don't even know what that is. What's in the back there? That's crazy. I think Diamond is insane. I think he might have lost it at this point. But with the magnetic reversal and all coming, I should probably listen to what's going on, because the sun is shutting down, and this is an amazing graphic. The planets were once closer to Earth. I mean, I've been to thunderbolts.info almost 100 times now. I've seen all the videos. At least 30 injured on Turkish Airlines flight to JFK. Holy macaroni. At least 30 people suffered minor injuries on a Turkish Airlines flight that encountered severe turbulence.
If you've been in an airplane, then you've felt turbulence. Probably light to moderate turbulence around a cloud or even the ground. But the biggest and most dangerous type of turbulence is called clear air turbulence. It happens in the clear blue sky. No indication of why this air is moving up and down, but all of a sudden the plane can drop or go up violently. A lot like if you're in a boat and all of a sudden a yacht runs in front of you, you have to go over his wake. Well, the plane has to go over some type of wake, not from another plane, but just from the jet stream or from an eddy of a jet stream changing speeds or changing directions. Experts say now that because of climate change and a changing jet direction, this can be more and more prevalent on transatlantic and trans-Pacific flights. But the biggest thing you need to know is even if the seatbelt sign is off, keep that seatbelt on.
Climate change, climate change, climate change.
Defenses that these people raise.
Good dad.
Talking about my son.
Climate change, climate change, climate change. Have you guys heard about climate change? It causes autism. I think even HIV and other things. It reduces minimum wage. 401ks are being crushed by the climate change. Now, 45 minutes prior to its landing at JFK, Turkish Airlines Flight 001 hit severe turbulence. And you just watched the infomercial. And those people were banged up, to say the least. And it's all because of climate change. Seismic update. Climate change is causing a massive uptick on the east coast of North and South America up through Canada, including the plate boundary that no one recognizes that moves continuously up right through here. 4.5 southwest of Ocompampa, Peru. Whew. And New Madrid has been quiet, thankfully. But in the next 7 to 10 days, we should expect an 8 magnitude or greater earthquake to denote the reversal of the solar polar magnetic fields. I hope you're watching. And that would also denote the bottom of the solar minimum. Yes, the end of solar cycle 24. But solar cycle 25 will not begin until months after the solar polar magnetic reversal. It may even last another year. Cycle 25 will not start until 2020. And in 2020, we may say that it won't start until 2021. We don't know until we get there. Get there with us together. 4.8, Craig, Alaska. people with a little dark spot in their underwear up in this region, if they felt it at all. I have no idea what I'm talking about. 3.1 Ferndale, normal activity. 4.7 in Mexico. Is marijuana legal there yet? I don't even know. Maybe I should Google that. Did you know if you Google any question, you will get an answer? It's just for all those hundreds of people that email me questions. They're out there. They're out there. Guys, a huge solar flare just came at us, and we reported on it. C1, Earth-facing. The most Earth-facing solar flare in years. Directly Earth-facing. As if the sun decided, because it was pissed, to just shoot one in our face. Now we're over here at Suspicious Observers update today, March 9th, to just take a look at how he breaks it down.
Flares. Minor stealth CME released at the 8 o'clock position, but nothing at Earth, and the solar wind is quiet too. So let's analyze that eruption from yesterday. Eyes on the center of the active region for an arch connecting the front and back. We are going to zoom in on it and also do a rock back and forth in time so we can see that bright arch which is connecting the front and back. The existing fields didn't like it, snapped due to the extra energy in the region as they were unable to hold their structure, blasting out a CME pretty much on the Earth-facing longitude. Well, both NASA and NOAA's endless spirals are updated, and they are wrong. First, tight burst that will impact Earth on March 11th. The timing isn't bad, but the SOHO frames clearly show a wide burst ejection with material going across about half the northern solar system. That is shown on NOAA's endless spiral, but they have mistakenly shown it as two separate eruptions, two CMEs with a blank spot in the middle where Earth is. That is not what CMEs do. It is a single, continuous burst, and the cloud shockwave will arrive here at Earth on the night of the 10th or morning of the 11th, will produce minor geomagnetic events and nothing more. The coronal holes will be facing Earth and beginning to turn away during that time. We are due for one more big shake in this polar field extreme scenario from the interplanetary magnetic fields of the Sun, and it should be coming soon. West Pacific continued taking the uptick with the Philippines hitting.
Excellent information coming from Ben this morning, as well as the uptick in the Philippines. Please check it out. Give him a thumbs up. Subscribe to the Suspicious Observers channel if you haven't. Where have you been? I don't even know. I don't even know. More shout-outs coming shortly. Let's go back to the Trippy Jeff, because it's really worth it. I'm even going to leave you a link to that below so you can watch it. Or even download it. Blow it up. Do whatever you need. It's boom time. So what we're waiting for is the CME from the C1 flare to arrive Sunday night, Monday morning. And if we couple at the same time with the coronal hole, we will go from a minor geomagnetic storm up into a moderate geomagnetic storm. And with the layering of these events and the magnetic reversal and the weakening of our magnetosphere, we will see minor effects to the grid. And we will report on them. We will do that. Why are we here? Why else would be? What are we here for? Are we here for like the jiffies? Or like why are you here? Is it for the dabs alone? Are you here for the knowledge? Did you get a prescription for that? Are you a wimp? I don't even know why that was open. I was reading it. Sorry. Shit happens. Now, Shivalush blew up 34,000 feet today. That is over 5 miles. That is almost a VEI 3 4 cusp eruption. And you're not going to get any reports on that. Except for here. It's still going off. There's a live stream up there in Shivalush. Now, that's up in the Kamchatka, where there's very few people. And in these regions, if there's very few people, then they don't have to report on anything. You know why? Because very few people even know what's going on, right? So one time my daddy told me, back in elementary school, when I was in the 11th grade or whatever, that the people up there in the other regions, you could basically tell them anything, and then they believe it. And then it happened. It happened. Guess what, California? Now you need to prepare for erupting volcanoes. Yes, earthquake, wildfires, and floods. It's not over. If you live in California, it's boom time. It is. Cosmic ray flux at the maximum. Trippy GIF spinning in infinitum. I should have said ad infinitum. And this is an amazing graphic of whatever you want it to be. Are you up here in space? Oh my God. Oh, is that dark matter? I see it! I can see the dark matter, man. And it's like, I think I ate too many genetically modified organisms, and I'm reacting strangely. I think there's a strange reaction from the fluoride in my water. And then, is glyphosate good for the skin? Did I put it on the skin? Guess what, California? Now you need to prepare for erupting volcanoes. Did you know that 7 volcanoes in your region were erupting 200 years ago in the Dalton Minimum? Worldwide Volcano News Update. Karaminsk, Shivalush, Reventador, Sakurajima, Planchon Petaroa, Sabancaya, Ibico, Manam, and on and on and on. Did you know Sakurajima exploded today? Karaminsk, possible eruption to 10,000 feet? Possible. How is that even? Ibico, eruption. Planchon Petaroa, continuous ash. Manam, eruption to 15,000 feet. Shivalush, eruption to 34,000 feet. Sabancaya, I mean, it's like a broken record, man. Can't we just get along? Shivalush, boom, boom. Now, we're almost finishing up here. We're just about 13, 14, 27, a couple more tabs. U.S. regulators clear path for genetically modified salmon. Now, these genetically modified fish have CRISPR edited genes in them, and they allow them to grow twice as fast as normal fish. What could go wrong if these are released into the population of the earth? What could possibly go wrong? I mean, they haven't done any peer-reviewed studies on the impacts of what could go wrong if they start mating with other fish, but they've genetically modified them to not be able to mate. Jurassic Park much? I mean, what the fuck are these people? How fucking sick are these fucking people? This is chaos! Or chaos if you speak English. Death toll rises and protests rage on as Venezuela blackout continues. It hasn't even been dark for a month. Are you listening? I hope you're picking it up. They're showing you this for a reason. If you don't have a generator, a year's worth of food, and knowledge on how to grow food, wild harvest, and hunt, as well as clean water. And if you're in a city, oh my God, man. It's like, what happens if the grid fries 18 years before the event? How will you get any information? Do you have an extensive library on everything you need to know? It will be chaos, and they will eat you. Ancient quinoa seeds found in Ontario shed light on indigenous trade. You know about the mound builders? Yeah, the ones that are missing. They were amazing. And these 3,000-year-old seeds prove that there was trade going from central United States up into Canada, down into South America. And they knew how to process grain 3,000 years ago for travel, for trade. If you want the postlude to the Adam and Eve story for free, stop emailing me. We already told you about this 7 days ago. Soil and Health Library. Make a donation. All of the books are free, including the postlude. Here's the copyright clearance. Declaration to the library client. Just put your legal name and your email address, and you get a free PDF right in your email box. Not only that, there are hundreds of other titles to survive and thrive in the future that if you have no money and internet access, you can print them out. You can download them on a zip file. Put them on a little thumb drive. EMP proof it and bury it in the ground. You also need a laptop. Yes. I declare that I require the reproduction of the Adam and Eve postlude for research and study, and I will not use it for any other purpose except to save my and to understand what's happening. Name, email. Do it. Do it now. Okay, bear with us, but we'll go back to the virtual reality trippy jiffy. Guys, if you have been watching our greenhouse series for the last year and a half or two, our geothermal greenhouse is performing amazingly. Better than the $47,000 model that they invented in Pagosa Springs called the Growing Dome. It's more efficient. It only cost us $3,500 to build, which means it's 10 times cheaper. And it's pretty awesome. But if you want to know how we built it, and you don't know how to use YouTube, come over to our channel and look at our playlists. Find out how to find the playlists on your device. In our playlist, Oppenheimer Earthship / Alternative Construction Methods, you will see how we built the geothermal greenhouse using Mexican Coke bottles, which took up 80% of the space of normal concrete. Added structural integrity, created thermal mass and value, and eliminated 75% of the back-breaking work of mixing the concrete. Watch how we built our solar battery shed. I did it alone. That's me and someone filming me. How to install ice and water shield. Different geothermal solar greenhouse. The geothermal greenhouse project in Pagosa Springs, where I live. And on and on. Learn how we put the steps in the greenhouse. Installed the panels to run the greenhouse. The secrets behind the thermal mass. Pavers. Check out Leah. She's putting in river rock walkways to add more thermal mass. And on I show you do-it-yourself geothermal greenhouse part 3, earth battery excavations from St. Isidore's farm. I dug a big hole in the front yard and threw Al in it. That's where he lives. We do some concrete pumping and on. I have a tiny home build and a riparian buffer restoration in my front yard. Why don't you know about that? These are my neighbors. These are their equipment. We dug acres of restoration ponds and channels. We're going to grow rice here. There's the tiny home. Ladybug releases. Check it out. Not only that, Suspect Sky, Adrian D'Amico, is going to be at LeeCon. Also, serendipitously, at the same time, is releasing his own hidden catastrophe science series on the postlude to the Chan Thomas story. So if you want to know more and you're interested in the topic, come check out his video. Give him a thumbs up, say Diamond sent me, and subscribe to Suspect Sky. They got way more subscribers than we do. But we can kick this up a notch and bring him to 90,000 right now. And let's say boom. 90K. I'm counting on you. I'm counting on you. That means 1 out of 5 of you have to subscribe to Suspect Sky. That's almost impossible. I bet you can't do it. Hope you got something out of the video. Times are changing. We're teaching you. We're learning together. It's multidisciplinary. It's corroborative. It's ongoing. That's how science works. Facts, not fiction. Hope, not hate. Proper prior planning prevents piss poor performance. It's getting trippy, folks. We love you. Be safe.